Good night. Take a deep breath. Feel the air slowly entering your lungs, and then leaving, like a gentle breeze. Allow yourself to rest. There is nothing more you need to do right now. This is your moment, a moment of calm, of silence, of surrender. Let the thoughts of the day slip away like water through your fingers. You are safe. You are embraced. You are being guided to a place of serenity. On this quiet night, I want to tell you a story that has crossed the centuries. A story of love, courage, and new beginnings. A story of loss, but also of hope, of silent yet deep faith. This is the story of a woman named Ruth, and as you listen to each word, let your mind travel to distant lands, where fields stretch to the horizon, where the skies are wide and starry, and where the wind blows through golden ears of grain, rocking weary hearts. Naomi packed her things. She had little, but in her heart, she carried much pain. When she told her daughters-in-law she would return, both wanted to go with her. It was a gesture of kindness, of loyalty. They had become a family, and so, the three women set out together. The roads were long and dusty. Their feet grew tired quickly, but the conversations, the shared silences, and the hope of a new beginning kept them walking. Until, at one point along the way, Naomi stopped. Perhaps she felt the weight she was placing on the young women. Perhaps she thought of their future. Then with a choked voice, she turned to Ruth and Orpah and said, "Return, my daughters. Return to your mother's homes. May the Lord be kind to you, as you have been to me. May he grant you new husbands, new homes. You are still young. My story has come to an end." They wept, all three. The sorrow was deep. Orpah hugged Naomi, kissed her on the cheek with love, and, with a broken heart, returned. Her figure disappeared in the distance, while the winds carried memories of all they had lived together. Ruth, however, remained there, standing, looking into Naomi's eyes. Her face was calm, but firm. Her eyes shone with something stronger than logic. It was love. It was loyalty. Naomi tried to insist. She asked Ruth to follow Orpah's path, but Ruth answered with words that echoed through eternity. "Do not urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be it ever so severely, if anything but death separates you and me." Naomi was silent. There was something sacred in that moment, something words could not reach. It was as if God was present there, in the middle of the road, sealing an alliance of souls. And so, together they continued the journey back to Bethlehem. When they arrived in the city, many recognized them. People said, "Is this Naomi?" But she answered sadly, "Don't call me Naomi. Call me Mara, for the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty." And there, in that land that once was home, Naomi and Ruth began anew. It was the start of the barley harvest, a new time, a time of possibilities. Ruth, though a foreigner, decided to help. She rose before the sun and went to the fields to gather fallen grain. It was the law of the time. The poor could gather what was left behind, what fell from the hands of the harvesters. Ruth walked between rows of wheat, bent over, gathering with humility. With dignity, she worked in silence, her eyes attentive, her hands swift. The sun warmed her skin, but she did not stop. Unknowingly, she had entered the field of Boaz, a kind and respected man, a relative of Elimelech. He noticed the young woman and asked the workers who she was. They said, "She is the Moabite who came back with Naomi. She has been here since early, working without rest." Boaz approached and spoke in a gentle voice. "I have heard about you, all you have done for your mother-in-law. May the Lord reward you. May you find refuge under his wings." Ruth bowed. She thanked him. And that day, Boaz took care of her, offered food, told his workers to leave extra grain along her path. And so, Ruth returned home with plenty. Naomi rejoiced. She asked where Ruth had been gleaning. When she heard it was in Boaz's field, her eyes sparkled. "He is our relative, our redeemer." After the first days of harvest, Naomi began to prepare a new step for Ruth. She knew that for their family to start again, something more had to happen. Boaz was a close relative, a goal, a redeemer, who had the right to protect and care for the family's land and widows. Naomi wisely advised Ruth on what to do so that this redemption could take place. "My daughter," Naomi said in a soft yet firm voice, "today, when Boaz goes to the threshing floor after work, go to him and wait. Wait until he lies down to rest. Then, approach him, uncover his feet, and lie there. He will understand what this means. Do not be afraid." Ruth agreed, even without fully understanding everything. It was a bold act, filled with humility and courage. Night came, with stars shining in the sky. Shadows lengthened, and silence filled the fields. Ruth followed Naomi's advice. When Boaz finished his work and lay down, she quietly approached, uncovered his feet, and lay there, between the damp earth and the starry sky. Boaz woke suddenly, found a woman at his feet. Surprised, he asked, "Who are you?" She answered with respect and tenderness, "I am Ruth, your servant. Spread your cloak over me, for you are my redeemer." In that moment, Boaz felt the weight of responsibility, and also the beauty of that offering. Redeemer was not just a title. It was a commitment to justice, mercy, and care. Boaz declared, "Blessed are you, my daughter. You have shown more kindness now than before. You were faithful, not seeking young men. May the Lord reward you." He promised to take care of everything, so no one could separate that family from what was still to come. Boaz made sure to protect Ruth, and knew he would take action in the morning. At dawn, Boaz went to the city gate where the leaders and elders gathered to make important decisions. There, before 10 witnesses, he explained the situation. He had found a close relative with the right to redeem the land of Elimelech, Naomi's deceased husband, but that man refused when he learned he would also have to marry Ruth to preserve the family name. So Boaz declared that he himself would take on the responsibility. The leaders approved joyfully, saying words of blessing. "May the Lord make the woman who is coming into your home like Rachel and Leah, who together built the house of Israel." Ruth and Boaz married. It was a simple ceremony, but full of meaning. Their love grew like fields after the rain. God, who cares for hearts and destinies, blessed them with a son. They named him Obed. When the boy was born, the women of the town came to celebrate. They said to Naomi, "Blessed be the Lord, who has not left you without a redeemer. This child will be the comfort of your old age and the support of your declining years." Naomi took little Obed in her arms, feeling a deep joy she had never imagined experiencing again. The baby was a living symbol of hope and new life, and little by little, Naomi's bitter heart was transformed. Obed grew up and became the father of Jesse, who was the father of King David, a man after God's own heart. Yes, from the humble and faithful lineage of Ruth, a foreign woman, came the hope of the nation of Israel, and later, the Savior of the world. The story of Ruth reminds us that even in the hardest moments, when all seems lost, God is working behind the scenes. That faithfulness and silent love can change destinies. That courage to stay, even when all is bitter, can open doors to miracles. And now, as you listen to these words, allow them to touch your heart. Let the peace of Ruth's story wrap around you like a warm blanket on a cold night. May your body relax, your mind calm, and may sleep come gently, deep, and restorative. Sleep well. Tomorrow will be a new day, full of possibilities, just like for Ruth, Naomi, and Boaz. You are cared for. You are loved. You are part of a greater story. Good night and sweet dreams.